envy. Get a hold of us. Nora's Candy Shop for the famous turkey joints or just some fudge or other sweets. Stop by Nora's. Utica Club Lounge for the party before, after, during the game. Utica Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Jimmy Fay's got it. Get a hold of Fay Farms for all your beef needs. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. Utica Mac Incorporated. Get a hold of them for all your tractor and big hauling needs. Brand Y Distillery. Let Jimbo know that the Yeti sent you. We love Brand Y spirits. Hale Transportation. We'll do the driving, you do the hanging. Get a hold of us for all your transportation needs. Niscoba, the men in blue, keeping you safe. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, the Caledona family. Check them out. Laxnide, the premier box lacrosse tournament in all of North America. Check it out September 18th through the 21st. We'll see you there. Thanks so much to all our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Please support your local sponsors. CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's lighting, electrical, audio, or internet cables. The B-Dry system. Get a hold of Brandon Davis. Water in your basement, B-Dry. The Utica's finest barbershop. Get a hold of George Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy. Durategre for all your new plumbing, irrigation, and renovation needs. Family landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of us. Nora's Candy Shop for the famous turkey joints or just some fudge or other sweets. Stop by Nora's. Utica Club Lounge for the party before, after, during the game. Utica Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Jimmy Fay's got it. Get a hold of Fay Farms for all your beef needs. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move. Hello, Yeti Nation. Thank you all so much for joining us. Jared Hussey joining us this week. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Rockstar.
Hey guys. Obviously, you just said I'm Jared. I'm a forward for Utica Yeti, and yeah, I'm happy to be on.
My man. Yeti Nation, OJ, Greg Beecher, Jared Hussey. Welcome, brother. Great weekend it was. And it was great to see Greg stop in, and I'm going to shut up so that Greg can do his thing because he knows what he's doing, and I just babble. But OJ, how you doing?
Good. I actually have a minor game to go to for my ambassador tonight. So
nice. Who is it?
A buddy, Jonas Taylor. He plays U17 B goalie.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
good kid.
So I didn't realize the Serpents goalie, he played for the Scorpions at Nationals. I filmed him before. Great dude.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot for Depth Lacrosse. I was actually I didn't realize he had moved. He shot me a message and I was like, "What are you doing up here? I thought you were on the opposite side of the country." So unfortunately, it seems like there's no lacrosse over there. That whole division folded. But without further ado, we got to get into this. So there's Chris Ryan, who's going to be, setting things up here pretty soon. But I literally, we walked in. We were driving all over Western New York. Walked in. There's like 6 minutes left on the clock. I start filming things. As you can see here on the clock, what is there, 20 seconds left? You guys are trailing by one?
Yeah.
Down by one.
There's Hussey right in the middle in case anybody's wondering. The kid who just caught the pass.
As a game time, not for nothing, Greg. He also had the game's first goal too. So Jared was all over the field. I think 2 assists or 2 second assists.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I finished, according to my younger brother and dad, I finished with like 4 and 2.
4 and 2. I thought so as well. I'm pretty sure that's what I got up on the game cam. But Greg, the cool thing, I'm glad you got it paused. Leading up to that play, as far as Mario had some incredible saves going down the stretch, back to back to back.
I got a
Like
couple of them. I just didn't have time to get to them yet. Goals are a lot
Yeah.
easier to find.
That's what we were man down. We were man down, and Mario made some saves, and we came out of man down, and we cleared the ball over. We were down by 1, and the defense did their job. They made the saves. That's counting Mario. They got the clear. We called timeout. 26 seconds left in the game. We're down by 1. Offense gets together, not the offense, the five guys that were on the floor, actually 6 guys, because we pulled Mario as well.
Paul,
didn't we?
you were
Yeah.
There's no Mario. I'm looking at him now. So 25.5 seconds left to go at the whistle. It sounds like.
Yeah. Mario's pulled, and the 6 guys that were on the floor got together, Greg, and they put together a play, and
It looks
to sit
something like
there and
this.
watch it go to perfection. Here it is, and just the step down.
Wow.
No panic. On the sidelines, that was the cool thing. There was no panic during that timeout, where you could see the maturity going along here. Hey, we've been here down before, fellas, and you want to know what? As it was, it was a great setup. These guys moved the ball. They had the picks. Hussey got to the middle, got his hands free, stepped down, ripper, goal. Wow.
Yeah, Necker, you heard us during halftime when we were talking. There really wasn't a sense of like nerves coming in. I think we all knew that it really wasn't our best game. But at the same time, it's like, again, by halftime I think we were only down by like 3, and it's like, guys, we're not even having our greatest game. Like, that says something. Like, we're fine. And no, I think biggest thing, especially on this goal, was, again, like, we really weren't nervous. I think that's one thing about this team that we have a little more of than last year, was just that trust within each other, and I think it showed.
A lot of second-year players this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you had a lot of you guys that went off, played another year of college. Let's talk about that for a bit. How was college ball for you?
It was fun, especially for me. I have my first college season after taking some time off. It was fun, and
You got to be like the Canadians. You got to go in as that 21-year-old
Yeah.
freshman. The
yeah.
Onondaga. You went to Onondaga, correct?
Yeah.
So what was it? I mean, that's a legendary program. That's pretty cool. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone in the lacrosse world kind of knows, has an idea about the history of just winning at OCC, and especially the history of the lacrosse, the history of the home soil that it's on. It definitely caught my eye, and I was honestly surprised that it didn't catch my eye coming right out of high school. But like I said, took some time to mature right after high school, and realized wanted a fresh start on college, and I felt like OCC was going to be the right school to give me that fresh start. So
Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, you're better off doing that. I went to college and I was way too young. But if I didn't, I would have never met Paul. There wouldn't be Blue Squatch. There wouldn't be, we would not be a part of this Yeti dream. So,
Beecher, I want to jump in there for a second. My mic's working, right? All right,
no,
turn
we
it
can
back
hear
on.
you.
Yeah.
This kid that's down on the bottom side of my screen here. I go back with this kid. My golly, Huss, what are we talking? Probably, how old are you now? 21?
turning 22 this month, actually.
Turning 22. So we're talking probably close to 17 years. I was coaching as far as our little 3rd and 4th grade team with my boy Nate. As far as Huss was playing with on that team, and going back to the day with the triangles. That's what we did back in the day. Is he'd come up and he's like, "Coach, ready?" And I'd have the black paint there, putting the triangles on his cheeks, going to tournaments up, 18, 12. So we got, I like you, my friend, Greg, as far as a little bit of longevity within the program. So that's pretty cool. For myself, it is. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Paul's kind of next. Definitely got to see me grow up, the goods and the growing pains throughout my lacrosse career. So
The good, the
that's for
bad, the
sure.
ugly. That's it's all part of it. We don't.
But you want to know what the beautiful? I'm gonna pump the bubble a little bit in regards to Jared. Not for nothing. How big are you?
Probably maybe 5'8", $150 now.
5'8", $150. Not for nothing, my friend. You play like you're 230 pounds and 6'4". You have a heart of a lion, and a lot of guys. You want to what? Keep feeding that passion, man, because it's great stuff watching you play and helping, guide younger guys. We got some new guys. I'm sitting there watching you guys all. Right now, the chemistry is good because you guys are all talking to each other. If somebody gets pissed off, you want to know what? Somebody else comes in and talks and fills that energy void. Do me a favor. Go on to this next. You got that next play because
I got the next one, but
pretty.
What I was just noticing here though is your mix of youth and we'll call it experience.
Exactly.
So you got Chris Ryan,
you got 50. You got
Brady Davis playing
Brandon
lefty.
Davis.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Brandon Davis. Now he's back to playing lefty. So you got Brandon Davis, Chris Ryan, some experience out there. Blounce behind the net. Who's up in that top left?
That is that's Roderick Perry. That is a guy we brought up from the junior Yeti because we watched him play up at Paper City, and the young man plays out of Brockport, from Brockport. He's down by the Albany area, from the Albany area, but plays at Brockport. And somehow, we didn't know much about Roderick, and we seen him play at a couple of the junior Yeti practices, and then we went and watched him play up at that's the one right there.
Actually,
we
no, that's actually Senator
No, that's
Jared's
not.
son, I think.
Is it Sen?
Yeah.
Uncle
That is
Jesse
Sen. I can
down
tell by
low.
the pale legs. My bad.
Yep.
By the
Both
pale
of them.
legs.
There's
I mean, hey,
there's another great
credit
kid,
to
dude.
Roderick, though.
Yeah, I mean,
No, so he scored,
Sen.
but I caught
It's
the tail
awesome.
end of Roderick's goal. So unfortunately, I didn't catch the actual goal. I only caught the celly afterwards. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
He was the one that Brosworth won.
yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, if it wasn't for him, we weren't even
We
be
weren't
in that
there.
position.
Yeah, it was a great. I believe it was a man down goal, wasn't it?
Something like that. It was definitely a transition goal.
It was
That's
in the
for sure.
transition. Yes, But again, Sen, a young kid who's let talk about Lions. What's he weigh? About $130. He was.
I weigh. I think I weigh more than him.
Well, you do. My comparison is him and you last year. The way he is physically right now is what you were last year. You've hit that a little bit of mature. You've been in a program now. You've gone through the program. You've been through. You're a man. In regards to the body is now becoming man versus Sen. Not that he's not a man, but he hasn't hit that growth yet. And once he hits that growth, he's going to get that 5, 10, 15 pounds of muscle that.
And then give it a few more years, and you guys will look like this guy who's about to dive across the front of the crease.
Right?
Oh man!
What a play! Go back three clicks, three frames. Take a look at that BTB by Brandon Davis.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
If it's in there, just the setup. Here
Right
comes
there.
Brandon. He's got it on the top side. He's drawing his guy out. There's a BTB right to a man wide open.
No, that's the biggest thing, like you say too, though, because as he's going, you saw that defender pull up to him, and the other top side guy stays. It gives, Chris Ryan that extra half second to get his tiptoe across the crease.
Honestly, Greg, that's one of the things we talked about at halftime. Players and Johnny and Rich, we were they were conversing back and forth. And you want to know what? We changed up our offense a little bit because we seen what their defense did, and what a difference. Other than a couple, it happens, penalties. We kept on clicking and kept on clicking. We haven't mentioned yet. Obviously, we mentioned Mario a little bit, but not for nothing. We got this kid that wears number 61. He didn't have a great game up in Paper City, but I'll tell you one thing. I know that there were 39 face-offs, and he won 35. As far as Isaac Marrero is absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
He is a stud. We got to work on after he wins the draw. He gets, not to say panic, but not for nothing. When you got guys flying at you at full speed, looking to blow you up, you got to be ready. And as far as we got to work on that and tweak that a little bit, and it's going to be incredible. You want to go forward, go shoot and score. And he did. He had a goal during the game, so it's a bunch of younger guys starting to come together. Very excited.
Yeah. And shout out to the NABLL because, I mean, how many of these guys are getting time to play because of it? And so Drew Warren, like I was saying, getting to come from Austin, get set up with Seneca so he can play out there. You're watching the guys bounce around. Hussey, I got to say, what's the biggest thing you noticed year 1 to year 2 as a Yeti? So when you're playing senior ball, what was, have things slowed down a little bit after, coming into your second year? Or is it really just same old, same old?
I think for me, it was compared to last year. It was last year was my first actual box season. I played a weekend tournament of box on the res my sophomore year of high school, but last year was my first actual season of box, and I think after that last year and all that, my preparation before the game definitely changed a little bit. And it was also my confidence level to kind of know where I stand, and all that.
On the floor,
Also,
taking that shot at the end of the game, you're talking that's not something last year you're putting yourself in that position 20 seconds, especially your first game of the season.
I mean, here's the thing, us coming onto the floor for that game tying goal, Zach Blount, number 2, who made that gorgeous pass, Larry goes up to us and he's like, all right, who wants the ball? And he just looked at me and I just gave him a nod.
I meant,
yeah, he knew exactly what to do from there. And again, it goes back to the chemistry that we've kind of developed already. Even during the play, you saw Brian Davis goes and set that pick, and immediately we had locked eyes right before he set that pick. It was just everyone knew where everyone was gonna go, and like I said, I think it showed on this play for sure.
yeah. No, I absolutely, I love watching Brandon out there. Brandon makes me feel old though.
Look at that seal. Look at that seal right
Yeah.
there. He frees him up perfectly where Huss just stepped into the zone and Zach just he's got a very good eye for passing as well. He can shoot and he can pass, that kid.
No, I've been very happy with how Blount's kind of come in and really filled in that quarterback. I like you guys running the offense. You've had some little tips and tricks there. If we can't give them all away, OJ. So when you watch this U17, can you guys do crease dives and stuff up there, or is this no crease dives? How's the?
I'm pretty sure it's no crease dives. As far as
I'm a big fan of the crease dives. I think that's a must now. I love Can-Am's got that.
I love the crease dives, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you can't do crease dives until junior A.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where they kind of draw the line. I like it. So what? I don't know. Who's got the bigger ups, you or Adelson? I mean, you watch the way Adelson flies through the air. He's got a couple goals. But really the speed, I think it's a coin toss really on who's getting the jump start. Who jumps higher?
It's probably Adelson. He's definitely the faster one. I mean, we never raced, but it's just like one of those things where he's able to get up. I mean, you clipped it
Flies.
last weekend. I think he actually, like, when he started his jump, he was pretty far away from the crease when he started his jump, and then where he ended up landing, like, the kid's an absolute stud. And I mean, starting to hear this term in, like, field a lot, but like a Swiss Army knife. Kid can do just about anything. Like, he can play defense, and then you see him running down the field and scoring, but also having the IQ to give the ball up to whoever's in front of him.
Now, Paulie Gates says he's faster than you in the comments. Is that also true?
No, I honestly would give Ricky the win there. I have a
I'm saying
step.
Paulie Gates says that he is faster than you.
Paul is.
You beat Paulie in a foot race? I want to see it.
No shot.
I want to see it at the next practice. I don't know. I think Paulie's calling you out. I think Paulie's like, man, I'm faster than everybody out there. So maybe Paulie will show you how it's up next time.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see from there, Paulie.
So second season in, Paul. Let's talk about how does it feel this year? You guys got a completely different start of the season. You guys got that much more rush versus Firewolves. You guys are getting those 1-game wins, managing to stay on top. Got to be pretty good feeling.
It's exciting. I mean, there's another kid that just popped into the chats there, Gabe. There's another kid that never played box lacrosse too, and he stepped into a role. We had 7 starters. I don't know if anybody knows, but that's what's awesome about the camaraderie, the depth of the team is we had guys that are normally playing, not there. 6 starters normally that are in the running rotation, not there, and these guys stepped up. Gabe D'Angelo, Nick on defense, David Lent. As far as quality runs after that was a good team. As far as the Serpents ain't no joke. We may have made a funny post and everything, but you want to know what? It's all in good humor, and it was. I'm sorry, but I chuckled a lot because I thought it was funny. So,
but the division this year, though, so far Oneida hasn't gotten a win. They were really close in that Spirits game until it sounds like the Spirits put their foot on the gas pedal the second half. They had you guys pretty close for a little while. I mean, the parity in this division is pretty good. The Serpents no longer in the division, but it's nice to get those kind of the league wins. So now you're sitting 500 at least out of the division in league play.
Right. As far as undefeated into the division, so that's awesome. We got an incredibly difficult game coming up on Saturday evening at the Mary Windsor Center against Oneida. So as far as to get prepared, I'm excited. The guys are feeling good. Everybody that I've talked to, that was a very physical game all the way around, and relatively very clean physical. It was a good box game where the guys were banging hard and defense was sliding hard, and there's some former pros that were PBLA members that were on the floor, and we made note of that, and they were the ones that took charge. Which, we got Zach Blount leading the points right now, and then Chris Ryan right behind him. Hussey, I think, is up on there.
That's what I was trying to get. That's what I've been trying to get onto there, but I'm not very good.
You got to go up a little. There you go, a little bit higher. There he is. There, right there.
There he is.
9 assists.
9 assists.
Top of 9 goals. 9
goals. Sorry, 9 goals.
Yeah.
As far as I mean, the young guys are doing what we couldn't anything greater from what these and everybody. It's been a
lot
great
of Yeti stuff. I didn't have time to clip anything. We've been pretty busy today getting a bunch of stuff done. But a lot of Yeti up at the top. Hussey, I gotta say now, second year player. What is the difference in the locker room like after having such a tough battle last year, getting through things, and now to get over the hump, and everybody's smiling when they're playing? I mean, you see it on their faces.
Yeah, I think it goes. One thing we started, like as last season went on, one thing we started working on was just trying to just control what we can control and just focus on that. I mean, again, us players, we can't control what the refs are gonna call. And again, we all know the refs are never right from the player's perspective. But no, it's just the ability to just, like I said, control what we can control, and that's like our emotions on the bench and throughout the game. Just like choosing to just believe in one another, believe in the system, believe in the players that we have on the bench. And again, it showed like we're a very resilient team. And I think another major thing, I think I said this to Necker. It's nice being the team that has the legs, for sure. So yeah, no,
Everybody's gotten
definitely
faster
the
this
energy.
year. Yeah, everybody's gotten faster this year. It seemed like that was everybody's focal point, was they needed to get faster. It doesn't seem to matter which league I'm covering, which team I'm talking about. Everybody seems to have tried to go younger and faster and get some quicker feet in there. So it'll be
was a
interesting.
horse race at one point. I mean, the tempo that in the third quarter. I mean, well, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. What was that? I don't have the box score in front of me, but I mean, we were down by, what was it, 6-9 or something like that? Something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But in the third quarter, the tempo, it turned into, Mario and I apologize about the other goalies. They did use two goalies, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Drew Warner's one of their goalies, I believe.
And that's the deaf gentleman.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys, but I gotta run.
Hey, OJ, sorry for
We'll see you, OJ.
not letting you talk much. Do me a favor. We got to have an update next week because I'm interested to see how your boy did.
All right.
Shop
Bye,
for the
guys.
famous turkey
see ya.
joints or just some fudge or other sweets. Stop by Nora's Utica Club Lounge for the party before, after, during the game. Utica Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative.
All right, we're back. No more OJ the dude, so we managed to have gotten everybody cropped in. As always, OJ, we appreciate having him. Our Calgary connection keeps us up to date, what's going on north of the border. So, Hussey, your box lacrosse started when? When did you start playing box?
I had gotten introduced to box probably my sophomore year of high school, and I just got invited from a coach, Mike Gurnett, who was my JV coach my freshman year at RFA, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come play some box?" It was the Lax Night. It was Lax Night for, I think, the Bantam division at the time, or the midget division, and playing. That was my first. Played for a weekend, and my first game I wore a field helmet, and the first thing I said after the game to my dad, I was like, I've never felt so dumb wearing a field helmet playing lacrosse until now.
Well, playing on the you guys were playing that, so that was when it was at Onondaga.
Yeah, we were
You're
playing
talking-
in the pavilion on the res. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got the field house and they've got the arena. So you're talking the one with the walls that go up and everything?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that place is cool. I've only been there a couple times. That is quite the facility, though. It is neat.
Yeah, that definitely. I mean, that weekend definitely changed my outlook on the game. Especially, I mean, you see the Thompson brothers, like that's their home, and that's at the end of the day, that's where the sport started. And I think for me, it's just playing on that and getting that opportunity just to play on play on that soil. It was just an unreal feeling, and yeah, like I said,
And to
definitely
get to
changed my
see the
outlook.
talent. So, what was the first thing you noticed though when you get up there? Because especially you're a little bit younger than some of us, but you still probably had the stereotypical coaches: overhand, left hand, right hand, none of this one hand behind the back stuff. What was it like to get to Lax Night where you really see that creativity shine?
It was I was blown away by I'd seen some of the creativity like on TV, like college lacrosse, and even pro. I'm pretty sure the PL, yeah, the PLO wasn't a thing, so it was still the MLL. But even still, like the creativity I was seeing, that was stuff I was seeing on TV, and then go play there, and it's like I'm playing guys the same age as me, and they're doing stuff that I hadn't even seen before at the time. So it was so fun to see, so fun to be a part of.
Yeah, that was crazy. So you're a born and bred RFA guy. You got to hang out there. The we won't hold that against you too far.
Oh, stop with your nonsense. Don't be listening to other people, Greg. That's for sure. You must be listening to Bob Leary, and he's giving you some sort of Whitesboro story.
Oh no. We don't want to go that far. So Paul, I mean, how cool is this for Johnny too? We need to get Lehman back on here, but to really see the way things have started this year for Coach Johnny. So anybody who doesn't know, the Serpents head coach Tony, who was the Yeti head coach, is now up with Seneca, and Coach Johnny but those guys have been coaching together for decades. Like they started together in Vermont. So this is really, it was, pretty cool for Coach Johnny to be able to do this.
Yeah, I won't speak for him, but I know I can honestly say with being on the bench, I was excited. Like I said, I normally don't get to be on the bench, and to be on the bench and watch everything transpire. He has control. Rich has control, and you want to know what? They let the guys, as far as they know when to coach, how to coach, when to make some changes. Let's try this. Keeping the guys positive. It was a great opportunity to watch what Johnny and Rich did. One time, as far as Johnny was, he was focused on what was going on, and we pulled Mario, and the sixth guy was gone on, and he's like, "We got too many," and Rich is like, "Relax," But again, they're working great together. To watch those two worked great together makes me feel great. To watch Johnny, I was able to talk to Tony just for how you doing, brother? Good to see you, type of thing. And I know Johnny and Tony, they talk frequently. They're still very close friends as far as that goes. That's what's and I'm sure they probably throw. What if I did this? What are you going to do? They're close friends. That's what coaches do. They talk to each other, and they learn from each other still. But it was great to see the two of them to say face off against each other. It was a mentor to pupil to now mentor. One uno mas, whatever you want to say. But it was good to see. The spirit on our bench was there. That was what was cool. The changes that were made, corrections. Just a good time. When to call. Talking about timeouts.
That facility. So one thing I've noticed is I've been to a bunch of these where it's not so hot yet this year. That was a pretty nice facility.
Not bad. Well, it was warm until they opened up that back door. When they opened that back door, it dropped it probably about 10 to 15 degrees. It was warm in there.
I really showed up at the right time all around. Like it was
all
nice
the way
and cool
around
in
because
there. You guys were on the up and up.
We were dumping the boys were taking on a lot of water. That's for sure. They were sweating out what they were taking in because it was warm. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
my first reaction walking into that arena was just like, wow, talk about playing in a barn.
Hey,
For sure.
and that's a national championship building. A lot of great hockey's been played there. Jared, I'm sure Greg has no clue, and I'm not trying to take away from you at all. But there's a reason why Jared's so good as well, Greg. He's got an older brother, Justin, and Justin came up through the RFA, the Rome program as well, and he was part of one of the first tournaments that I went to with 1812 with Jared on the team, and him and Pfeiffer, Derek Pfeiffer.
Derek Pfeiffer.
Were on the sidelines with me coaching up at 1812, and his brother Justin, did the JUCO route, and from JUCO we went on to Lemoyne, and he's also a member of which national team, Huss, is your brother on?
Team Philippines national team.
He's on the Philippines national team. So hopefully the Team Philippines national team, I'm sure, is watching some Blue Squatch Productions going, yeah, in the first round, we would like to take Jared Hussey because, my man, I keep doing what you're doing. Your brother, your family is a beautiful family. Little brother, and there's a little Hussey coming up through. I'm hoping that he takes the likings. I know he's at all the games. He's watching at practices when he's there.
He definitely. I've heard him say he wants to try it.
He wants to get into it. Again, he's watching Huss. I'm going to say it straight up. You get the shit kicked out of you, brother. I'm the one that I do the jerseys. As far as washing the jerseys, to watch the rips and tears in jerseys, I see all that. You are the one that has the most tips, as far as snags and everything on the chest from. That's basically your head getting pounded so much in that jarring aspect. But, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing great things in regard to lacrosse and outside lacrosse. So, props, man. Props. Love having you on the floor with us. It's been an honor.
I'm glad. They needed to get younger, and you were exactly the kind of guy they needed, Hussey, because not only did they need to get younger, they needed to get faster. Wait, I was trying to close chat out for a second. Shout out Kai the goalie, stayed in South Carolina for his tournament. Another fellow East Coaster, but he doesn't have to deal with winter like we do. They can keep all that.
It's a lot of heat. He's got to deal with the heat. He can have it. And Kai, I got that jersey for you, my friend. It's just, it's in the rotation. It's going to get there, I promise. Greg sent me the address and everything. So.
Kai, if it makes you feel better, he took my jersey back. So he had to take my jersey back.
If it makes you feel better, you've given some great success to Mario or Ike Marino. He's riding your coattails, brother.
Oh, that's who's wearing it?
Yeah, that's who's wearing it right now. I haven't had the opportunity to get a couple extra because I thought we had what we had when I ordered, and I ordered 6 extra jerseys, but things change from the times, and all of a sudden I'm trying to pair up everything, and I'm like, holy sugar. That's why Blount is 2 in the green, or in the white, and 8 in green. And I'm like, all right. And if you take a look at Gabe is 6 in white, and 6 in white and 9 in green. So I told him, listen, I made it so we just flipped your numbers around. You're 6. It's hold your jersey upside down. I don't know what I can tell you, but.
I mean, the way things are going, we might have to keep that from changing. Honestly, the way we're playing
just
right
keep
now.
the jerseys they got right now, man. Everything's going good. You don't want to can't jinx it.
No, as far as again, as far as we got some great things happening. That's for damn sure. I'm excited. Again, we're getting ready for another huge game. I mean, as far as Oneida. They're itching heavy and hard that, and they got the team that can do it. They got a talented team. My golly. Hey, who we didn't even mention, and I'm going to throw it out there. You know who's on the Serpents roster? Did you scroll down through? Plays for the Bandits. He plays for the Bandits.
Who was it?
Nanito.
He was on the Serpents roster?
He's on the Serpents roster.
You want to know where he was on Friday?
He was probably playing with the Arrows, wasn't he?
No, he's
Oh, in
playing
Newtown.
Newtown. He's a Golden Eagle.
Oh, okay.
So
So
him
he
and Clay
must,
Scanlon play on the Eagles. So that Friday, I'm telling you, watch that Friday game.
I
It was a
started
golden
watching
shootout,
a
but
little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, so
I
you
got to
got
watch it.
Nanakoke and Scanlon on one side, and you got Frazier and Kluche on the other. And Frank Brown plays defense, and they got Xavier Taylor. Yeah, I'm telling you, this league is getting
That is a
nuts.
lot of that is an insane amount of talent on
Aren't they
one
only
floor.
allowed to have three NLL players though?
Yeah, that's their three.
Those are their three. Okay.
So each team, they've got Clay Scanlon and Dehoga, and I don't know who the third one is on that on Newtown. I'm sure there's just somebody that I'm unaware of.
Right.
But when it comes to Allegheny, they only actually have two. Well, no, their third is Goa because they have Kluche and Frazier. Their third is Goa. Frank Brown didn't play last year, and Xavier Taylor, I believe, was only on 2 games, and you have to be on 3-game rosters to qualify.
Qualify.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but Zach Belter's playing for Tonawanda. Tonawanda, on the other hand, I'm like, man, where did they just keep? So because Watson retired, there didn't play. Getty was the guy, so Watson doesn't count. But they have Grennan, Belter, and Jansen from the Nighthawks. Yeah, so the playoffs are gonna be nuts. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm sure you're going to talk about it. You're talking playoffs.
Ron. How the hell did I forget about Ron John?
Yeah,
Who scored the
Ron John,
freaking
I was
highlight
gonna
goal? I
say.
made a short of it today.
Oh.
Surfing USA, and I forgot about it as we're sitting here talking. Yeah, like Ron John Surf Shop. I thought it made me laugh when I made it, so that's what I did.
That
But
was
yeah,
that was a good one.
thank
I
you,
liked it.
Clarence. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. As far as Ron John, yeah, I was going to say you made that video. I seen the clip, and you want to know what? That's what happens when you're doing a lot.
Well,
how about Greg? As far as not to get off them, let's talk a little NABLL divisional games again. I'm sure you're going to talk about it on the podcast with them this week, but. Big W by Oswego. I'm going to give them some props as far as that goes. They knocked off the Spirits this past week, and that is a big W for them. Congratulations
That's the
to them.
first division loss for the Spirits, I
For the
believe.
Spirits,
correct?
yes, that's their first divisional loss.
Shout
So,
out to
in Oswego. I'm sure the town was up and rocking, and that's an awesome job. And
one thing they both have going for them, though, is they both play in saunas. So that way, it's hot in both places. I do know Oswego is unbearably hot. I will say that the Spirits Arena was not nearly as hot as that time in Oswego where Bob had his shirt off. We were going outside. It was 98 degrees outside. We were going outside to cool our phones off. It was so freaking hot up there. That was nuts.
It was over. It was crazy.
It's hilarious because last year that was my first time playing at Oswego at the Fort, not playing hockey there. And
A lot different when there's ice down, isn't there?
Oh my gosh, it's one of those things where it's a frozen tundra when there's ice down in the wintertime, but then you're in the Sahara Desert in terms of heat-wise in the summer. It's crazy.
There's no breeze off the river. That's for the lake.
Very
That's not
little.
the river there. Yeah.
Very little.
But
very little.
But yeah, props to them. Doc and Jason and Kenny, they're doing a great job. I seen that Cookie went back up to be with the Spirits. I know he was on the bench against us with Oswego.
That's what I was just gonna say. Wasn't he coaching for Thousand Islands? Or not for Oswego? I thought I saw him on the bench.
Yeah. Well, he was the week before. He was with Oswego, or was it? Yeah, the week before against us, he was on the bench with them. I haven't seen him in a long time. Looks good. And then next thing I hear, he's up there. I'm like, that's cool. As far as the parity, there's a lot of There's a lot of good lacrosse right now being played.
That's interesting though, because him and Ty used to travel together always.
Right.
They were two for Ty's in Oneida.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh boy. So this weekend, Blue Squatch, we will not be live streaming, but we will be uploading the Spirits Lakers game and then the Serpents Lakers game, but I think I might have those backwards. I don't know, one way or the other. But we will be uploading them. We're going to make our Blue Squatch debut in Gillette Arena. I've never been out there before, so pretty excited about that.
A good
Haven't
drive
seen
that'll
the
be.
Spirits yet this year. Haven't seen the Lakers yet this year. And Mark Stanton's going to be on the show this week, who's the guy from Space Lax for the NABLL show.
Nice. That's awesome. That's
So,
a great job.
Giving
You
some
know,
love to that other side. You got to hook them up a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. They got great lacrosse going on out there, man.
I'm actually pretty glad that they split you guys up into 2 divisions because that means we get 2 separate teams that are going to go. So, I mean,
Yep.
it is nice. It would have made for some more regular season games, but the way you guys are starting to play each other, I think that'll kind of take care of itself. You know, we'll get some more home games built in as everybody gets more familiarized and builds your schedules a little farther. Kudos to all these GMs because without you, we wouldn't have it. And it's a lot to try to get a team together quick, and then yet alone try to get a team together quick and schedule out of division games. So, yeah.
And it's a nice feature, you know, with those guys out in the Buffalo area, other than Geneva. Geneva's probably, obviously, their longest haul. But, you know, they're relatively similar to us as far as travel goes. You know, you're with an hour and a half, hour, 15 minutes. You know, it's very nice being so close to Oneida, where it's clearly not our home facility, but it's nice that our fans are able to make a small little jaunt down 49 and
plus, I mean, Mary C. Windsor though, that place is just amazing. They played the World
Beautiful.
Games there.
yeah,
I mean, yeah,
it's
you
beautiful.
guys, that it's really cool. What do you think about that facility, Hussey? What is it like playing on that? It's a very different style turf.
Oh yeah, well, it's actual turf for one. But again, it's just for me. It's again the history. Like from when I walk into that building, I feel the history. That's like that's in that building and where it is, and a lot of a lot of our guys, a lot of the guys on the Yeti, we absolutely enjoy playing in that building. We have the utmost respect for the people in Oneida, and even for the people on Oneida's team. It's crazy because it's like we go have all these scrums in the first game and all that, and then all of a sudden like we're going shaking hands and it's like great run. Like at the end of the day, we know we leave it
Yeah.
all on the floor.
Everybody everybody hangs out
Yeah,
afterwards.
it's just a lot of
some food.
respect, a lot of respect. So we absolutely love. It's always a pleasure getting to play in that building for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's cool. What do you prefer to play on, Hussey? You like real turf or you like the fake turf that everybody calls turf?
Well, I will get this out of the way. I hate playing on cement. I'll get that out of the way. At the end of the day, it's wherever there's a net and I got a ball.
So the guy that hates playing on cement, yeah, I was going to say you just signed up to play 2 games in Massachusetts a couple weeks ago. That's a tough run. What'd you think of that? That kind of gets you guys prepared for nationals. Maybe Paul should schedule it like that. You know, give you guys just back-to-back double headers and get you in shape.
We got another one coming up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep,
Oswego on the concrete, and then the following day in Thousand Islands. So back to back.
I mean, thing about Massachusetts is definitely one of those games where it's like pressure's a little taken off us a little bit. I mean, in league play we are undefeated, but like we do have one loss under our belt, and it's kind of one of those like, okay, yes, would we want to have a perfect season? 100%, but at the same time, that's I guess the way I see it, it's one less thing weighing on our shoulders. And it was definitely a humbling moment, especially playing against the out of state and out of division team, just to see where we're at, and we definitely can compete.
Your juniors team did really well against them. I mean, the emotional roller coaster for you that day. You win the night before, you come out, you guys win again, then you come out and they just kind of push you guys out of the middle, controlled the whole, middle of the floor for the most part. And yeah, like you said, a humbling experience. You kind of got to get those games though, and it's like you said, better to get it out of the way playing them.
Yeah, and like kind of early in our season, you'd rather have the loss happen early in the season, and we start playing our best lacrosse later on in the season where it matters. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, take your lumps early and get it out of the way. Because the Bandits, they seem to do it the opposite way, though. They did great at the beginning, started falling apart at the end, but then somehow managed to make it through it. I don't know. I think it's rigged. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say it's rigged from now on, Paul. I
hey,
think
credit to the Bandits though. They're the only team in Buffalo that's been able to bring a championship to the city of Buffalo.
well,
Oh, yeah.
And
credit Matt Vince. I mean, honestly, there's only one goalie that's won 3 championships in a row, and oh wait, he's done it twice. That's insane. That is
feels like
insane.
it feels like he's been that in the league for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's like it's like
that's
he's
being in
aging.
shape.
He's aging like fine wine. The way I see it.
Honestly, too, with goalies, if you watch him play that smart position, it sucks that Collar City's not in because I do love watching Deej. So it really does suck that Deej isn't going to get a chance to play in the league. But he's another one of these guys, a little bit older, but they get so much smarter. They learn how to play. They learn where, when to move. You don't see wasted movement. You don't see Deej overreacted on shots very often. That's got to be tough. I would never want to be a goalie, but especially like every time somebody even flinched the stick, I'd like overreact. I'm flying which way. They'd just be standing there laughing at me, I'm sure.
Plus the mental battle that a goalie goes through a game
Like
is
Mario, he gave up a couple easy goals in that first game and then turned it around and played phenomenal. Not the first game, but when you guys played
against
what did I do?
Oswego.
Yeah, or Oswego. And that would just destroy me. I'd be like, I'd give up one of those and I'd be in my head. And then while I was thinking about that one, I'd probably give up 10 more.
Yeah, I mean that Oswego game. Knowing Mario, we knew taking him out would have I think made things worse.
He wanted to,
No,
he's the
and
kind of guy that
no
wants to
offense to that's no
redeem
offense
himself,
to
though.
Sully. Like Sully's a capable, Sully's a capable goalie, but we know what Mario's capable of, and it was only a matter of time.
Fine,
And
yeah.
obviously, it showed. It showed as the game went on. He was lights out when it mattered.
Your goalies
so.
are your goal. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. You're going to have some bad moments. You kind of got to learn when, and that's being the coach, when to pull them, when not to pull them. I want nothing to do with making that decision. I can tell you right now. I enjoy just being able to sit here and run my mouth, and talk about it. I can talk some smack because hindsight's 2020. So usually by the time I'm involved, the decision's already been made and everything's happened. So I can just criticize, right, Paul? It's way easier on this side of things.
It's that's the beauty of doing what we're doing. We can Monday night quarterback because we got a platform, and we try to be respectful. But when the pros are not doing as good, you got to let them know. Us guys that are I call us semi-pros. That's what I call the Yeti, is a semi-pro. I try to make it as realistic as a professional organization. I know the guys respect it, and you know what? It's fun to watch them grow and have some fun. It's a matter of getting their names out there, because it's more than just Canada. I'm sorry, we got ballers down here in the NABLL that really need to start getting some looks from hopefully some teams that can get them to the next level. And that's the joy that I'm taking, is getting the opportunity to have a Jared Hussey, a Chris McDonald, Adelson, Blount, all of them, and that's just the young guys. Then you get into we got guys that have been on the team now 5 years in a row. To say the dedication of, just keep coming back, because there's a family culture here, and it's led by, to say the captains, we installed some incredible captains that, they stand by their boys 100%. We got some incredible coaches that have a multitude of years of box lacrosse experience, and an opportunity with the area that we live in. to play in a world-class facility, and, not just ours, but
speaking of
also
which,
in go
where
on.
let's talk about that next Yeti home game. Where's that going to be played?
Oh, that's right. That next Yeti home game is going to be inside that world-class facility of the Utica Memorial Auditorium.
The big room. We're going into the big one.
We're going to the big house. The horn will be hopefully blowing left and right for us, the good guys, and very excited about that game. But that's down the road, a ways down the road. Now it's just being able to be around the guys and the coaches and the fans. To say anything, I don't know. In your videos, take a look at the fans that were Utica Yeti fans that were there. It was
loud.
A great showing.
It was loud. So I was doing a podcast where the volume was like a reasonable level, and right after the podcast, I had just thrown the clips off my phone. And yeah, when it started on the TV, it scared the crap out of me because it just blasted on the TV. The Yeti fans were screaming. Yeti faithful, they're doing. I am excited.
Yeti.
Well,
it was awesome.
What it really does too, though, is it really makes that Spirits Yeti just that much better. The fans are really showing out this year. You're gonna have two loud cheering sections going back and forth. This is gonna be like when Buffalo comes to town for so many of these other home teams, because you're putting out for it. They're all ready. They're cheering, and you get that friendly banter back and forth, and it's loud on both sides. We've been doing this for an hour. Hussey, I gotta say, what is your favorite part of being a Yeti, though? This is what I want to hear.
A locker room for sure.
Yeah, those guys are nuts down there.
They're definitely nuts, but it's a close group. I think that's a big aspect of being a good team that sometimes people tend to overlook is having good guys in the locker room. And we're just it's safe to say that pretty much everyone in that locker room I'd consider a brother at this point for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. That's the joy, Huss. Love it.
All right, Yeti Nation, thanks so much.
Yeti Nation. Woo-hoo. Greg, we got Oneida on Saturday, baby. I'm fired up already. 7 o'clock, Mary Windsor. If you have the opportunity to get there. It's a gorgeous facility. It's an incredible historic facility. They've done a great job promoting it, and we're hoping that we let's gather together and let's put some smiles on people's faces, because I guess it's supposed to be kind of rainy. Imagine that. So what better opportunity? Get out to Mary Windsor Center and support the Oneida Lacrosse Club and your Utica Yeti. Next week, people, we're coming back hopefully with the W.
Sponsors. CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's lighting, electrical, audio, or internet cables. The B-Dry system. Get a hold of Brandon Davis. Water in your basement, B-Dry. The Utica's finest barbershop. Get a hold of George Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy. Duratagre for all your new plumbing, irrigation, and renovation needs. Family landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of Russ. Nora's Candy Shop for the famous turkey joints or just some fudge or other sweets. Stop by Nora's. Utica Club Lounge for the party before, after, during the game. Utica Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Jimmy Fay's got it. Get a hold of Fay Farms for all your beef needs. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. Utica Mac Incorporated. Get a hold of them for all your tractor and big hauling needs. Brand Y Distillery. Let Jimbo know that the Yeti sent you. We love Brand Y spirits. Hale Transportation. We'll do the driving, you do the hanging. Get a hold of us for all your transportation needs. Nice-Goba, the men in blue, keeping you safe. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, the Caledona family. Check them out. Lax Night, the premier box lacrosse tournament in all of North America. Check it out September 18th through the 21st. We'll see you there. Thanks so much to all our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Please support your local sponsors. CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's lighting, electrical, audio, or internet cables. The B-Dry system. Get a hold of Brandon Davis. Water in your